Hello and welcome to Galatta Plus. In this video review episode, we are going to be talking about KJ Surendar's Maayabimbum. The film is an old school Setu-like romantic melodrama. A young man in prison thinks back about his life and his love and his obsession with sex. The result is a drama that's uneven but never uninteresting. That's the short take. A longer review follows and it may contain spoilers.
Darling Solar 20500 முன்பணத்தில் இப்பொழுது சோலார் மூலம் இலவச மின்சாரம். This festive season, travel the world with Grand Royal Tours.
ரகங்கள் பலவிதம் ஒவ்வொன்றும் உலகத்தரம் தமிழக உற்பத்தியில் உங்கள் அனுஸ்டைல்ஸ்.
A sadistic jailer in Kadalur prison gets stabbed in the throat. That's the big incident that opens Maayabimbum. But it's not what you think. It's not an act of revenge. It's not premeditated. It is not an escape attempt. So what is it really? That is a question that you keep asking throughout the duration of KJ Surendar's debut feature. And this delayed gratification is the film's USP. So what is Maayabimbum really? Is it a prison drama that tells us why Jiva, played by Akash Prabhu, ended up in the prison? Is it a story about Jiva and his friends who always keep objectifying women as sex objects? Or is this going to turn out to be the story of Sumati, played by Janaki, the nurse who seems to have a crush on Jiva and who, according to his friends, is someone he can easily have sex with? The film keeps us guessing, and it keeps us fooled. Till the film's big design begins to reveal itself, I thought the long flashback with Jiva and his friends was just one of those filler things we see in our movies. I thought this was one of those things that they have to do because they have to pad up the time until the interval twist. One of these friends is a die-hard womanizer, and he even gets a song about this, along with an amusing bit about how he can measure the current level when a woman is nearby. This is an indication, apparently, of the level of interest in the woman, but these men do not realize that this interest could be romantic and not necessarily sexual. They talk so much about the sex part of relationships that they fail to recognize the love part even when it's staring at them in the face. This is what the title refers to, I think, the fact that perceptions can sometimes be an illusion. There's a lot that could have been better in Maayabimbum. Jiva's loving family is a tad too loving and could have used a touch of dysfunctionality. Surendar turns out to be a better storyteller than a filmmaker. He needed better actors, he needed a slightly bigger budget. Maybe these things could have brought down the occasional levels of amateurishness. But Surendar certainly writes well, and after a point, I was involved enough with the film to view it like one of those YouTube movies put together by an enthusiastic bunch of newcomers. Because the reveals are solid. We see that nice guys can be sex-obsessed assholes too. We see how trauma about a parent shapes a woman's point of view. We see that parents seldom know who their children are. We see a diary having entries only after a certain point, suggesting that the early parts of the writer's life were not worth writing about. Even though the acting quality needed to be better, it's refreshing to see normal-looking people on screen. At many points, I was reminded of morbid romantic melodramas like Setu, and it says something about our current state of filmmaking that even a flawed effort like this has more intrigue value, more watchability value than many of the bigger and polished films out there. The scenes are logically constructed and they keep building. There's a scene early on where a chronically ill patient is considered a pain to the people looking after him. This offhand remark gets a payoff at the end, and there are many writing choices like this. Maayabimbum is a rare film that does not have an explosive interval point. There's just the sadness on someone's face, the feeling of being cheated yet again by life. Sometimes these small human touches are enough to keep you watching. I'd be interested in seeing what Surendar does next. Hopefully with better resources, he seems to be a voice worth watching out for. That's it about Maayabimbum. If you like this video review, do subscribe to Galatta Plus and see you soon at the movies.
Darling Solar 20500 முன்பணத்தில் இப்பொழுது சோலார் மூலம் இலவச மின்சாரம். This festive season, travel the world with Grand Royal Tours.
ரகங்கள் பலவிதம் ஒவ்வொன்றும் உலகத்தரம் தமிழக உற்பத்தியில் உங்கள் அனுஸ்டைல்ஸ்.